medium rear tyre. He's been so good throughout his career in Moto3, Moto2 and in MotoGP. That tyre preservation, that was always going to be key in Qatar. It was going to be key, we thought, in the dry conditions here in Mandalika, but not in a million years are we going to get a dry race. And as Lewis mentioned, there'll be a few nerves, anxious moments now for Fabio Quartararo, because he has had one weak area in MotoGP in his career. It has been in mixed conditions and in full wet conditions. Rest assured it will be a full wet Indonesian Grand Prix.
Yeah, Nea Bastianini, and the reigning the current World Championship leader who we saw on screen. Well, of course, he won't have all that experience in wet MotoGP races. If we cast our minds back to Le Mans, the flag-to-flag race we had last season, and Nea Bastianini finished 14th in that race. Once the pit lane does open, just to flag up what's going to happen when we do get to the stage where the race is going to get underway, we'll have a 15-minute race start procedure from the point of pit lane opening up. So once we do get the notice that this race is going to get underway, we hope it'll be a rather fast turnaround to get us off and running for this 20-lap Indonesian Grand Prix. As mentioned, as soon as we have information on that, we'll let you know. But just to confirm, a 15-minute grid procedure, so once pit lane is open, we'll be off and running soon after that.
I have to say, as we look inside the Pramac Ducati garage off into the distance, it doesn't look like there's going to be any quick break in the cloud cover over this Pertamina Mandalika circuit. The rain was due to come in at about 3 p.m. local time. Sadly, it's come that a little bit earlier. There is Jorge Martin's position on the grid. Let's pop down to pit lane. Simon Crafars managed to grab a word with Tech 3 KTM boss Hervé Poncharal. His men now, Raul Fernandez and Remy Gardner, promoted up to 20th and 21st on the grid. Simon, down to you.
Yes, I've been stalking a few team managers, but they've been hiding in the back of boxes. But I saw Hervé trapped on the pit wall while it was, in the little cover there, and he couldn't escape. So, Hervé, please tell us what it's like for you guys going through this, at the moment. I see it looks like they're setting up one for wet, one bike for dry in most garages. Tell us your feelings right now.
First, I will never escape. Anytime you want to see me, I'm here. I will never be hiding, Simon, you know that well. No, we are facing what was a high possibility when you come to race in this part of the world. Especially, if you start at 3 p.m., the possibility of a heavy shower is even more. So this is what it is. I don't want to say we were prepared, but the whole paddock knew it was a possibility. Michelin brought the right tires. We didn't have any practice with such a lot of rain on track. This is why the race is delayed at the moment, because I think there is too much water on track. The thing we know from the test and from the Superbike guys when they were racing here is the grip is really excellent with quite a lot of water on track. Still, it's going to be a discovery for the whole field, because we've been doing a few laps with a rain tire, but that was a drying track. We never have that kind of water. The problem we have also is it's raining at the moment, but they might be coming much stronger shower following some of the radar that we've been checking, weather radar. So at the moment, we just have to wait, and I'm not in a position to tell you more, because although I love to predict the weather, here it's a bit difficult, a bit tricky. The wind was blowing one side, and we thought we will almost avoid the shower, but then it went 180 degree other side, and now we have absolutely zero wind. So we just got to wait. Yeah, we are prepared for any condition. I mean, any condition. We are trying to have both bikes on different settings, which is what we have to be doing. They still have start delayed. They first put 5 minutes, but I think now it's unknown time for start of the race. We just wait. I think the most important is to go out on track to have a proper race with enough safety.
Hervé, well, we have you. You're in your second race with these two rookies, Raul Fernandez, Remy Gardner. Watching from the outside, it kind of looks like I imagined, their personalities, the way they go about things. Raul looks like impatient. He wants to go fast, and he's ragging that thing. Remy's kind of methodically working away, going better and better. Did a great first ride, and that's only looking from the outside. I'm standing in pit lane, but I'd love to hear from the inside.
First, I think this weekend we've been a lot more competitive than what we've been doing in Qatar. It's a shame, but it is also experience that we couldn't use the qualifying well. Both Raul and Remy wanted to get a tow, and everybody was slowing down, so we only did one lap. The second run we haven't done any time lap, so the grid position could have been slightly better. But no, I was a little bit not scared, but I didn't know what to expect, because we know Raul is hot, we know Raul is exceptionally talented, and he's from south of Europe, so but I have to say that even after Qatar, where he ended up let's say last, he took all the positive out of it. He told us, Brad Binder finished second, so I know the potential of the KTM is high, he's a potential winner, so this has been really good to me, and I know now, instead of trying to adapt the bike to my riding style, I've got to change my riding style and adapt it to the bike, because I trust the bike. The whole weekend he's been fast, pushing quite hard. I think the worst was the qualifying, but we know the potential is here. But I mean, he's okay. He's okay to handle, and for sure he wants to do more, but he understands there will be a time to learn and understand. On Remy's side, this is a dream. Remy is a no worries guy. You know of it. You're coming from New Zealand, and it's not far from Australia. Now Remy is absolutely cool. He's fast on track. He knows there is some job to do, but he's having fun. And I was a bit scared when I was reading the comment of Raul and after the Moto2 season last year, and I thought it was going to be difficult to handle. But honestly, if you come to the Red Bull hospitality, you will see most of the time, they eat together, they laugh together, they share information. We stay at the same hotel, of course, the whole team, and they were playing together by the pool. So no, at the moment there is a great atmosphere in the team, and it's only round 2, but I think the idea, as for any rookies team, is to learn step by step and to improve. Hervé, thank you very much for that. Thank you, Simon.
Yeah, thanks very much then, Simon, and to Hervé Poncharal. Some breaking news in here for you. The pit lane is going to open at 15:55 local time. That's 14:55, correction. It's just slightly wrong on that information in that commentary box. So in about 10 minutes time, we're going to have a quick start procedure, a 15-minute quick start, hoping to get the race underway at 15:10 local time.
Aleix Espargaro isn't entirely sure, is he, in those conditions? Of course, a good start to the season for him just a couple of weeks ago, and the Aprilia team in general. A breakthrough of sorts for them. There's the correct timings for the anticipated start of the race. Apologies for the error on our timing screens, which were giving us a little bit of a fear that we might have to talk for another hour, which of course is not what anybody watching wants. When we'd rather watch motorcycles go on the racetrack. Of course, we'll update you on any changes again to that schedule as we go. But as mentioned, Aprilia, a really good start to the season for them. The closest in time they've ever finished to the race winner, just 2.2 seconds between Aleix Espargaro and race winner Enea Bastianini, justifying the hype that had been put in that new RSGP in pre-season, the new agile RSGP. Although Maverick Vinales found it going a little bit tough, Aleix Espargaro certainly proving that they've made a giant step forward with that Aprilia this year.
So just under 10 minutes away then from the start of the Indonesian Grand Prix, already shortened to 20 laps. So you can see on your screens, that's the new schedule. 3:10 local time, the race will start. There's Miguel Oliveira on the factory KTM. You can just hear there the huge claps of thunder off into the distance. Reigning world champions Fabio Quartararo just trying to get some instructions. The race has been declared wet.
You reckon?
Well, that is no great surprise, is it? As the International Race Team Associations, that's Danny Aldridge just coming down there, the technical director of IRTA, coming down to have a little chat with world champion Fabio Quartararo. I do wonder whether we will be able to get underway at 3:10 local time, because at the moment from our commentary position it looks like the rain actually starting to get a little bit worse. Bagnaia having a little pre-race discussion with Jack Miller. As we mentioned, it was a disappointing start for the Ducati Lenovo team in Qatar a couple of weeks ago. Nil point. Bagnaia crashing out from a lowly battle for 9th place, and also unfortunately wiping out Pramac Ducati's Jorge Martin. And Jack Miller, a major malfunction with his electronics. His bike just had no idea where it was around that Qatar circuit, and he had to retire. So the factory Ducati team looking to bounce back, and of course Ducati potentially on course for history today. They won the last 3 MotoGP races. Were they to make it 4 here today? Well, it would be the first time in their history. Of course, they joined the World Championship back in 2003. There's Rick Crichton, also from just keeping Maverick Vinales up to date with the latest information.
As we look at the world champion then, Fabio Quartararo. Yeah, I'm not sure he's entirely keen on getting on his motorcycle and heading out on track in 8 minutes time. Alex Rins was feeling a little bit unwell earlier in the weekend, although he's slightly happier 2 days on. He spoke to the media on Friday and seemed very, very unwell indeed, but yeah, much happier with life. Although Suzuki, from a motor racing point of view, putting to one side their riders' physical conditions, they've had a disappointing weekend, it has to be said. They showed so much promise in Qatar, only for it to fall slightly flat on race day. Jack Miller giving us a wave. I don't think he'll be too phased with these wet conditions. He's shown in the past just how good he can be in conditions slightly less wet than this, but certainly wet. But yeah, Suzuki just did not deliver in the race in the end. Simon Crafar spoke following the race earlier this weekend. He said he reckons that the extra fuel they perhaps had to carry was something to do with that, of course, with the extra power from the new GSX RR engine. But Joan Mir's had a very poor weekend, due to start this Grand Prix down in 17th position. But we can go down to the pit lane now. Of course, the big story of race day so far is the absence from this Indonesian Grand Prix this afternoon of Marc Marquez, a horrendous accident in warm-up. Let's get an update on the 8-time world champion from his team boss, Alberto Puig, with Simon.
Alberto, Marc has been incredible this weekend. He almost pulled off something amazing yesterday. I love that he tried. He didn't manage it. But again today, what an incredible big crash. Something like from our day on the 2-strokes, you know. I would really like to hear from you for the first time. How is he? And how long do you expect him to be away? But while we have you, also the good work that Paul has been doing, like, towards this race.
Well, you know, it's been quite strange because Marc had these 3 crashes, and we have to try to understand why. Because this crash from today was brutal, and frankly speaking, we need to analyze. You know, they brought here a different tire, and we have to understand everything. And at this moment it's difficult because our rider crashed, and we want to understand. So I don't think I can give you any precise info at this moment, but finally he had a massive crash, and we decided it was not correct under the circumstances after this concussion in the head to bring him to the track. So we all agreed, and that's why he will not race. Regarding Paul, now, you know, everything changed. We have been here always with good weather, and suddenly we have a thunderstorm. So it's like completely new paper. We start from zero, and in the wet races are different, and you need a special ability for this. Some guys take more risk, but it's very important to see the real condition of the track, because if it's a river, it's unrideable, and then the guys that they don't know.
One last thing about Paul, looking from the outside, he looks to be working really methodically, like he's having some difficulties, but he seems to be working well. Watching from the outside, you know, trying to get the hear from your side how you think he's working.
Yeah, he's trying to do this, as you say. He's trying to stay cool and calm, even in the difficult times. And yeah, this is the target for this year. He knows he has the speed. He knows the bike is better than last year for him. It's a matter of trying to stay cool when the situation is not easy. This weekend they brought a tire that is not fit. It was unexpected. So in the test he was super fast, and in the Grand Prix here he was not so fast. But he's trying to stay calm. But now with this story, it's another page.
Alberto, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. Thanks to Repsol Honda Puig for coming to talk to us there after that horrible horrible crash which has sidelined Marc Marquez from this. Further updates then on the bottom of your screens. I'm sure you saw that during Simon's chat with Alberto Puig. These current track conditions at the moment means we have a further delay. We at 14:55 p.m. local time for a 15 minute, hoping to get the race underway at around 15:10 local time, but that is currently not possible as the BMW safety car and yet more claps of thunder punish our eardrums in our headsets here. We've seen some lightning bolts off into the distance as well at the moment. Joan Mir, the 2021 MotoGP World Champion, he's looking all pretty relaxed about it, isn't he?
Happy he's looked all weekend, isn't it? As you can see, the standing water, that's slightly off the racetrack, that's in between turns, the inside of turns 6 and 7.
See that through there, Lewis, that even the four wheels of the... So let's hope and pray that we get some kind of break in this torrential rain, which at the moment has forced the delayed start of our first Indonesian Grand Prix. Fortunately, the weather not playing ball right now. Of course, we're in a tropical climate, tropical part of the world. We can have weather conditions like this, but to fall, what, just 40 minutes away from the scheduled start of the MotoGP race, it feels so sorry for the fans. They've come out in their droves. Yeah, that's
Fabio Quartararo set to start this Grand Prix from pole position. We saw a shot moments ago of Mark due to start from 13th on the grid. What a good weekend he's been having, although his qualifying session perhaps didn't end as he'd intended, of course, with the crash in Q1, when he was certainly fancying his chances of getting through into the top 12. I think he's impressed us all right throughout. He was leading the rookie challenge by quite some margin in Qatar before crashing out of that Grand Prix, and then a session before being picked in the end by Franco, who's shown that he's got a level of wet weather ability, and he's shown over the course of his MotoGP career, of course, just how much talent he's got.
Let's quickly pop down for some more reaction right now to the current state of play here in Mandalika. Sadly, we're not building up to, 5 minutes away from the race start, as we'd hoped to do at this stage. It's been a pretty difficult weekend for the factory Suzuki team, with problems with rear grip for Joan Mir, Alex Rins, Suzuki excellent. Super. Down with Simon.
Yeah, for the recent MotoGP fans, Livio will be new, but Livio, and how the weekend's been going until now.
Well, in reality, there's nothing more we can do than wait. Wait and see what happened. Clearly, the track at the moment is information from the Premier, but